Over a decade in, The Sims 4 may be getting an animations overhaul. This comes from a brand new survey that you can take. I will leave the link in the comments below. Every once in a while when I do this, it does close off, so I do apologize if that happens. But in any case, this definitely is official, and they're definitely looking to improve or change animations in Sims 4. I will be honest right away, while I could see some room for improvement for animations, but mostly just new animations, this probably wouldn't be my top priority. I can talk about that in another video. However, I know some other people definitely feel different, and I do think this is important to cover. Now for screen, it is just going to be the basic. You have to agree with their terms of service, their user agreement, etc., privacy policy. They do recommend you do not take this on your phone. Apparently it has not been optimized. First, they ask, have you played The Sims 4 in the last year? Now I think it would be really interesting if someone came across this and they had never played The Sims 4, but they were taking the survey anyway. But I digress. Yes, of course, I have played The Sims 4 in the last year. I do know some people that watch my channel that is not true. Of course, just answer accordingly. Now, I will say this next page is pretty interesting. Basically, this next page instructs you how to leave feedback, and this is something I have advocated for before. I call it constructive feedback, they call it actionable feedback. For example, basic feedback is, I do not like the wallpapers, while actionable feedback is, I do not like the wallpapers provided because the colors do not match furniture options. And yes, this does seem simplistic, but it is true that this is going to be more helpful information. The first question is, overall, how satisfied are you with animations in Sims 4? My problem with this question is extremely vague. Does it mean, do I like the quality of the animations, the different number of animations we have? I honestly don't know. There is a comment box though to explain your answer. I said, I think most animations are fine, it's sometimes a little bit exaggerated, but I would like to see new animations more often if relevant. Now, I did preface that I don't actually mind reusing animations sometimes. I think that is just practical. I've talked about this in the past, but sometimes I do understand why people wish there was a new animation. Overall, how well do animations reflect the unique personalities of your Sims? This one is pretty funny for me because I think this is the bigger problem with Sims 4. I personally think that personalities are not unique enough. And so to reflect this, I said, there is sometimes some distinction, but there's room for improvement. However, I think the larger issue is the personalities themselves feeling unique enough. In a sentence or two, what changes to animations in The Sims 4 can make them feel more modern and authentic? It's interesting they're asking about making them feel more modern. Maybe it's just because I play the second Sims game and the third Sims game. I don't really think modern is the issue personally. Again, I'm not really sure what people are looking for when it comes to animations, and beyond saying that I just want to see a little bit more variety, I'm not really sure what to say on this one. I'll be honest, the next one is even more difficult for me. What are your most memorable or favorite Sims animations in Sims 4? Am I just crazy or do I not have any? Do you have personal favorite animations? I feel really bad because again, I know some people are really passionate about this. That isn't to say there aren't good animations in this game. I will actually say Horse Ranch has some fantastic animations, and I think Occults do too. And now, the second half of the survey shows a variety of different animations and we're supposed to rate them. This is really interesting, this survey, and it is great they did add the visual clips. And now, the next animation is cleaning a counter with a spray bottle. Is it very poor, fair, good, or excellent? Honestly, it's just giving it's okay. Nothing is wowing me. Am I supposed to be wowed by this? And it doesn't look bad either. Maybe some people think it looks bad. And I do apologize because they do give context for every single animation, so I just must have missed the first one. For example, this one is a Sim flirting by showing off her muscles. This one actually I would say is a little bit weird. It doesn't look like she's pointing at anything. It just looks kind of silly. Next up, this is just a Sim blowing kisses. It's fine. It's a little bit goofy. To add to the excitement, we also have a Sim waiting for their coffee to brew, just shaking their head and they look really ticked off. I guess they're impatient. So again, all in context, I think if this was for an impatient Sim, this would make sense, or they were in a certain mood or emotion. But however, I don't think it makes sense for every single time they are waiting for their coffee. So you see why I have a problem with this survey. I really do like they're doing this and asking us, but I may overthink these and I just don't know how to answer a few of these. In this case, a Sim is flirting by complimenting their body. I guess it gets that across. I don't know. It's okay. We also have a Sim trying to excite the other Sim them by showing something and it works. Yes, again, I don't think any of these are terrible. I don't know if that's just me. Personally, I think the problem is all Sims have the same animations when they react the same way. And again, I think the bigger problem is Sims don't feel unique enough in how they respond. So less about the animations and more about how are they actually responding. Now I will say I think Sims 4 has gotten a little bit better in this, actually decently better since its launch, and I have noticed some things making a difference, but again, I don't know if they're asking the right questions in my humble opinion. This sim is very embarrassed and I think this fits just fine. We have a few other animations such as a sim waving to meet people, nothing wrong. Again, I don't know if it's the animations themselves as much as we don't have different ways of expressing this. Potentially, a sim might express waving hi to people differently if they are a bit more shy. And of course, my ultimate favorite, a sim chronically on their phone. Now, I might just have a bias against this because I'm so sick of Sims being on their phones 24/7, but I don't think the animation itself is terrible. It is a little bit awkward. And honestly, this survey goes on for quite some time because the next page asks you to rate them more specifically. This will go on for every single animations we just covered. For example, inexpressive to emotionally clear, boring to exciting, stale versus fresh, repetitive versus varied, disconnected or immersive, and so forth. And honestly, I have no idea how to answer this. This is going to take a while, but as you can see here, it covers all the different animations going through this. I do think this is a good way to get feedback in theory, and I like the comment boxes, and they're doing better asking questions. But again, I think my big problem is I have a big opinion on other aspects of the game and less so about these individual animations. And so, because that is going to take quite some time, I don't want to bore you with my answers. It does appear there's going to be another page or two to round out this survey. Now, why are they doing this? Well, number one, they are stubbornly focused on keeping Sims 4 going, and of course they do want to modernize Sims 4. In fact, there was a survey not too long ago where Lindsay Pearson talked about doing some upgrades for Sims 4. When asked if Sims 4 will be getting any major overhauls anytime soon, Pearson doesn't appear to be jazzed about a large-scale undertaking. We certainly entertain anything. I mean, we talk about the different paths forward and what makes sense to do with Sims 4. There are ways to go about giving The Sims 4 some sort of technical or graphic overhaul, and pointed to the current ongoing effort to tidy lingering bugs. We'll see about that. We might get to see updated animations, updated graphics, etc., which I have covered in the past. So let me know what you think about this. Once again, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.